have land, you have cars, as long as you're not owing on it, that will be your security or collateral that I will hold in order to do business with you. They break open your house one time, they rape your mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm, and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well, hear this now. Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go. They come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on side. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Thanks! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change, and thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago, coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's a privilege to be here to serve you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, and to bring news to you in a different way, to bring issues to you as it happened in our country. That's the reason why we have a phone line, 238-6716, for you to call in. Let us know what is taking place in your community. Let us know about the road, street lights, water problem, councillors, MP, banditry taking place. This is why I decided to name this program Real Talk with Saieed Ali. So we can have a discussion live on air about issues in the country, in your community. What do we expect from the government as we pay them a salary to work for us, the citizens? The viewers, it's a pleasure to be here on this program. I am Saieed Ali. I am the host of this program. For those of you who do not know, share our live stream. Those of you who are looking on, those of you on Facebook, share our live stream on Facebook. Those of you who are looking on television presently, doesn't matter what service provider you are on, get your phone, get your tablet, get your computer, search Real Talk with Saieed Ali on Facebook, and share our live stream. Also on YouTube, it's TT Real Talk. Subscribe, hit the bell, and you would know when we go live. The viewers, do that for us. Now remember, viewers, Real Talk is offering you 4% on fixed deposits. The good thing about this 4% on fixed deposit is that we give you cash up front. 4% on a fixed deposit for 5 years. You are getting cash up front. That is what you are getting. Cash up front. Remember that, viewers. Cash up front. So if you have your fixed deposit in a credit union or in a financial institution, and you realize what you're getting is not what Saieed given, break it. You don't have to wait 10 years or 20 years for a little 200 or a little 2,000. You don't have to wait 10 years for that. Break that and bring it to Real Talk. You're getting cash up front, 4%. Remember that, viewers. Remember that. Also, Real Talk Credit Union, we encourage you to come open a savings account, buy shares, contact our office, set up an appointment. We are located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road in Shoguners. Remember that. Real Talk Credit Union is located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road in Shoguners. There's Real Talk Finance and Investment. There's Real Talk Credit Union. Come down and get your focus. Come down and get your interest up front. That is how we do business here. Like I said, viewers, I am here to change the way the banking sector works in Trinidad and Tobago. It's to change the fixed deposit line in Trinidad and Tobago. Thus far, I have started that. We're changing the way fixed deposit does work in Trinidad and Tobago. I started doing that. Real Talk Finance, Real Talk Credit Union, we're doing that. We're changing the way. And as the credit union develops, we're going to change banking entirely. We're going to change the way credit union do business in Trinidad. I said I'm going to do that. So watch me do it. Now, remember, I'm a spiritual consultant. Those of you having spiritual problem, you can contact me, set up an appointment, and we'll see what we can do. So, into our news tonight. After just over 1 year as Commissioner of Police, Earla Haywood Christopher may face competition for her job as the Police Service Commission, the PSC, has issued an ad calling suitable qualified people to apply for the post. In the ad, the PSC said it is seeking to appoint a suitable qualified T&T national to the office of the Commissioner of Police in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and is inviting applicants to fill the position. The advertisement said the COP plans, organize, direct, and control all strategies, activities of the police service in the enforcement of laws and ordinance. The COP is also responsible for crime prevention and protection of life and property in order to achieve the high level of safety and security. Applicants have no less than 15 years experience of increasing responsibility in law enforcement. Application forms may be submitted online only before May 3rd, 2024 at 4 p.m. Haywood Christopher was officially confirmed in the post by Parliament on February 3rd, 2023. Her appointment led to a legal battle after she reached the retirement age of 60 on May 15, 2023, and Cabinet extended her term by 1 year. So Trinidad and Tobago, we're looking for a police commissioner. We're looking for a police commissioner. Somebody who can serve Trinidad and Tobago, not somebody without plans. Somebody who could generate plans. Somebody who could create crime prevention plans. Not rock back and watch crime happen and say nothing. We don't want no lazy people. We don't want somebody who don't know about crime fighting. We need somebody like the former Commissioner of Police. Skills are set like that. Somebody who would come down on the ground. Somebody who would hear what the citizen is saying. Not somebody who too high up and can't listen because they have a little position. Not somebody ignorant to the fact that crime is taking place all over the island and you cannot come up with a solution. We don't need people like that. So finally, viewers, the PSC has opened up the floor for a new police commissioner. What do you think about that? 2386716. We want to hear your views on that, viewers. We want to hear your views. I wonder how to decide that. Finance Minister Colin Membwood expressed confidence that the new simplified procurement regulations will improve the ease of doing business while still maintaining the objective of the Public Procurement and Disposal of Property Act. In a release, he advised that the simplified procurement regulation, the regulation that are applicable to the procurement of goods, service, and works valued up to $1 million or less, was signed into law. It stated that the regulations are grounded on the amendment in Section 58A of the Public Procurement and Disposal of Property Act, passed in Parliament on July 2023. It proposed to introduce a streamlined procurement process for both public bodies and participating suppliers, contractors, and consultants up to $1 million. The regulation contains guidance of conducting micro procurements, considered the procurement of goods, service, or work for which the value does not exceed $75,000, inclusive of tax, duties, and other charges. Small-scale procurement of works that do not exceed $75,000 but not exceeding $1 million. The release added that the regulations also bring clarity to several ongoing issues, including the acquisition of goods and service available online, delegations of authority of an accounting officer, and utilization of one envelope and a two envelope system. So viewers, we're going to bring you more on this as it unfolds in the coming week. The parent of at least 2 of the 7 babies who died between April 2nd and April 9th at the neonatal intensive care unit at the Port of Spain General Hospital are calling for a full investigation into the circumstances surrounding their baby's death. The babies all underwent 32 weeks, died. At least one baby is in critical condition. The Northwest Regional Health Authority, in a press release confirmed that the death of the babies, saying it was a result of infection. The authority said laboratory tests detected the presence of 3 dangerous organisms. Is that correct? It stated that despite administering high dose of antibiotics and providing advanced and intensive cardiorespiratory support, the infection claimed the life of some of these preterm babies, all weighing under 1,500 grams and less than 32 weeks. Trinidad and Tobago, we're going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to hear about the health minister who launches a probe into the death of 7 babies. Right after.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Trinidad and Tobago, how did 7 babies die? Authorities said laboratory tests detected the presence of 3 dangerous organisms. It stated that despite administering high dose of antibiotic and providing advanced and intensive cardiorespiratory support, the infection claimed the lives. Imagine that. Imagine that. Kariri and Pahu have been engaged, while the health minister has launched a separate investigation into the death of 7 babies at the neonatal intensive care unit of the Port of Spain General Hospital between April 4th and 7th, according to Terence Diaz, Minister of Health. Speaking before Parliament a short while ago, the minister stated that as of April 7th, no new infections have been reported and new admissions have resumed as of Wednesday, 10th of April. Listen to this.
I have requested that Kariri and Paho, as relevant subject matter experts, be engaged. I also wish to state that the Ministry of Health has commenced a separate investigation into this matter through the Office of the Chief Medical Officer. Mr. Deputy Speaker, through you, I wish to advise this Honourable House that as of April 7th, no new infections have been reported, and I am advised that new admissions have resumed as of Wednesday, 10th April.
He confirmed that senior doctors and nurses were present, providing care to the neonates, and parents were updated on their baby's condition. Diasing added that all parents have been offered bereavement counseling and by the Northwest Regional Health Authority and offered condolences to all families.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, through you again, I want to reassure this Honourable House that throughout this challenging situation, I am advised that senior doctors and nurses were present, providing care to the neonates, and parents were regularly updated on their babies' conditions. We recognize the emotional toll this has taken on the families, and all parents have been offered bereavement counselling by the Northwest Regional Health Authority. Again, Mr. Deputy Speaker, on behalf of the Ministry of Health, I offer our sincerest condolences to the families who have experienced this loss. Thank you very much.
We talk about health in our country, but how good is our health? How good, how rapid is our health system? The government loves to implement foreign laws and edit it to suit ours in Trinidad and Tobago. They want to bring in foreign laws. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed, and to all your
Go right ahead, your line.
listeners. We have normalized death in this country. If it's not criminal murders, if it's not homicide, it is COVID deaths, it is deaths in the Ministry of Health. We have become a blighted country. I mean to say, just last week you heard what the travel advisory from Canada said. They said they have a lot of unsafe zones.
Caller, hold on right there. Hold on right there. Hear this, eh? The government of Canada has issued a travel advisory informing potential visitors to TNT to exercise a high level of caution due to violent crimes. Go ahead, caller.
Well, and you know what that advisory has regurgitated? Has regurgitated the sentiment of Vice President Barack Jagdeo. Trinidad is collapsing. And you know what they advise too? They advise on the non-performance of the police. They say the TTPS is slow to respond. What that tells you, law and order has fallen apart, has collapsed. And the other laughable thing, they say if you come into Trinidad, walk with your bottled water because you can't get water in Trinidad. Isn't that a stark description of what has happened in Trinidad and Tobago and how the people outside are looking at us? Even the market vendor, the commentator on YouTube from Barbados, laughing at us with the crime. And added to all of that, the horrendous beheading of the little child. Can we pin that on the real vaccine vagrant and the sleeping Minister of National Security that she renders death? How many of our females, our mothers, sisters, daughters, girl children, we have to lose in order for us as citizens to wake up and vote out the PNM? Go on. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, my friend. So while Canada government has issued travel advisory for its citizens, now the website stated that violent crimes, including armed robbery and sexual assault, occurs frequently on the island of Trinidad, especially in the capital of Port of Spain, and advised that tourists have been targeted. The advisory said that since 2018, incidents of kidnapping for ransom have increased, and added cruise ship passengers should be very careful while walking around the docks in Port of Spain. Are you listening to this, Trinidad and Tobago? This is where it reached, you know. It also said petty crime, such as pickpocketing and theft from cars occurred, and noted that foreigners should remain vigilant, particularly in certain areas such as Lavantil, Beetham Gardens, Caranage, Fort George, La Brea, Las Cuevas Beach, and more. The advisory also highlighted the issue of home invasion and added it may turn violent. Terrorism was also pointed out to the visitors. Meanwhile, Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister Dr. Amy Brown stated that TNT maintains regular communication with all its partners in the international sphere about the advisory and other relevant matters. Brown said, "We remain in the same advisory category over 90 other nations, including the Bahamas, Guyana, Jamaica, UK, India, and more." He also added that Canadian authority has clarified to him that there has been no recent change in Canadian risk rating for Trinidad and Tobago. Paula, good night.
Hi.
Go right ahead, your life.
I lose 2 great-grand in that hospital recently too. So I give the health minister and them, they're not doing anything good for the health. They're not doing anything good for the health. And right now, I have a husband with prostate, 4 years with prostate, and he have to do surgery and he cannot afford to pay that kind of money they're charging. And right now, it's 4 years he's using capital and he's still in the clinic.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you, my dear. Sad, you know. Sad. I'm going to tell you something. Millions of dollars are being spent in Trinidad in all sorts of things. It's the security, health, and teaching is the 3 main categories that's supposed to be A1 in any country. In any country. We, as an oil-driven country, supposed to have the best health care in the Caribbean. We, as a country that had a refinery, we supposed to have the best schools and teaching. And protective service. Do we have that? No, we don't have it. And I will proudly say we don't have it. We don't. I am not going to lie on national television. We don't have it. Crime has run amok in Trinidad and Tobago. Schools need repairing. Now don't talk for the hospital. Sad. It's sad, it's sad, it's sad. I will not stand here and cover up anything. We're going down a hill. We're going down a hill. Because we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to hear from experts offering advice to deal with the trauma of killings after this.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Hola, good night.
Hello?
Good night. You're live on television. Go right ahead.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Ali and your listeners and viewers. I'm calling you from Matilda Road, Princestown.
Welcome.
Yeah, I want to add my voice of shock and disappointment and sadness to the families of those 7 babies and offer condolences and sympathies to them. It is so sad.
Mm-hmm.
This is a national tragedy.
Yes.
But, you know, Mr. Ali, this is not an isolated case. You know. This is a situation of gross negligence.
Mm.
It demonstrates a kind of attitude in our public service, in our government services and public institutions, you know, that a kind of lethargy, people not observing protocols, processes and procedures, sanitation and so on in this case. And there's a total breakdown in our institutions. It is very, very sad indeed, and this can only get worse if there's not some kind of intervention on the part of the authorities who are in charge of these various institutions. People not working, where are the supervisors, where are the protocols, where are the processes and procedures are supposed to be working to ensure safety and health and so on. Mr. Ali, I also wanted to raise a matter here with you, and I need your help. Mm-hmm. On behalf of the residents of Matilda Road in Princestown, I don't even know, Sadu Trace, we have a drain that runs from behind Lakshmi Singh, the works area across the road, going down through Matilda and going down to the hill towards the senior secondary school there. And because of that drain problem there, that is in a very, very bad state and deteriorating, when you're
going down Matilda Hill, which one are the road? Is it the right side or the left side?
No, when you're coming from St. Julian, I'm giving you an idea where the drain is really. The drain is behind the houses in the Matilda Road.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
And going all the way down to the Princestown West Secondary School.
Uh-huh.
And then cutting across the road and going towards where the Ramila ground is.
Good. I understand what you're saying.
But that drain is deteriorating over the years to the extent where the land is now slipping on both sides, and houses in Matilda Road on the left and houses there's a little trace where the CSCT building used to be, Sadu Trace. About 25 or 30 houses. Houses are cracking up, houses are shifting, land is moving, etc., etc. And I mean, all these are people who build their houses on their own hard work, including myself, hard work and sacrifice, take loans and so on and so on. On top of that, we're hearing about property tax. But what is worse, Mr. Ali, I have been talking to the...
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't there a works department to the top of Matilda Hill?
Yes, correct. That's correct. But nothing. Complaints after complaints, they come, they look at it, and they tell us they're investigating, they're putting up a proposal on budget and this and that. Years now, nothing is happening. Recently, we keep talking to the council and the member of parliament for this area. Nothing is happening. So I have reached the point now, Mr. Ali, I'm asking you, please, if you could highlight this problem. I don't know, probably the Minister of Works or whoever, somebody in authority, because he's talking about 50 houses here, families, over 100 people are directly, in fact, in houses will end up, we'll have to abandon these houses eventually.
I would like you to come and have a look at this, please, on behalf of the residents of this Matilda Road and Sadu Trace.
Thank you, my friend. I will. So viewers, we're going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, I want to hear what you have to say concerning the death of these babies in the hospital.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Report Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Report Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Trinidad and Tobago, remember Real Talk Finance in collaboration with Real Talk Credit Union. Real Talk Finance is part of Real Talk Credit. I want to let you understand. And we are giving you 4% on a fixed deposit. You know what's the best part about this fixed deposit? Is that you're getting your interest up front. 4% on a 5-year contract, and you're collecting your interest up front. No other financial institution is doing this. No other. So remember, when you come in, viewers, you're coming into the Real Talk. We now have Real Talk Credit Union added to the Real Talk. Performance. If you want 4% on a fixed deposit, contact our office, or you can contact me at 339-1670. Once you're in for a fixed deposit, contact me, 339-1670, or call the office, tell them you want to talk to Saieed, and you will know the terms and conditions, and we will go forward from there. Remember that, viewers. 4% on fixed deposit, you're getting your interest up front. You don't have to wait 5 years and 10 years. Remember that. Well, good night.
Very good evening to you, Mr. Said.
To you, my friend.
Very, very sad day for these people and for the entire country as a whole.
Yes, it is.
Remember, during the COVID, the minister had said that we have the best healthcare system in the Commonwealth.
Yes.
So we prove him to be wrong one more time. However, according to what he said in Parliament today, it means that whoever is directing, who is in charge of the neonatal ward in the Port of Spain General Hospital, the blame would fall squarely on their shoulder, because that unit is supposed to be a very sanitized and, that's supposed to be one of the most cleanest places in the hospital.
Correct.
Not saying that other parts of the hospital mustn't be clean.
Mm-hmm.
And now they are going to offer counseling of some sort to these people. I would suggest to the parents of those little kids those newborns. Class action lawsuit. Get the best attorneys money can offer. Class action lawsuit, because the minister already said that it is their fault. All the best.
Thank you, my friend. They talk about bereavement counseling. Is the hospital going to cover the funeral expense of these babies? You cannot just tell the parents, we are sorry. We just can't do that. So after mourning the death of their baby, newborn baby, what are you going to do as a hospital? What are you? So while mourning here now, they have to find money to bury. Why can't the hospital do the funeral? Why? Why? What are you going to say? Just counsel them and tell them you're sorry? Is that all? And you're going to put a full stop there right there? No, come better than that. 7 babies. 7 babies, Mr. Health Minister. Step up your game and assist. Step up your game and assist. Spokesperson for several agencies reflected the nation's deep trauma at a horrific decapitation of a 4-year-old Amara at her Aruka home on Tuesday by a male relative of her mother. Police Superintendent Claire Guy Allen deeply lamented the tragedy as she stated that it is a shocking incident. Caller, good night.
Hello, yes sir. Good night to you.
Go right ahead, your
Hello?
life. Yes.
Saheed,
Yes.
this is one Maharaj calling. You's a spiritual man. And I'm a warrior man. Are you listening to what I'm saying to you? Hello? Hello?
Go right ahead, I am listening to you.
Are you listening to what I'm saying to you, sir?
I am listening to you.
All right. They're talking about the death of the babies. You're a spiritual man. You tell me something why babies are dying in this country.
Caller, let me tell you something.
Uh-huh.
God have me here for a purpose.
What's that?
God have me here. Listen on the television. Apparently we're not hearing on the connection. God have me here for a purpose. As he have the pundits here for a purpose. As he have the pastors here for a purpose. As he have the imams here for a purpose. The child was born at the hospital. Not siding the road. Not in a parlor, not in a car. In the hospital where the mother went to give birth. And this is what it's like. You see, when you call, let's call him. You see what call, let's call him and want to put me on the spot? Oh, Saieed, and you're a spirit man, and you could do something? How long you prayed for a miracle? And God here and they grant you. How long? How long you praying to live in a $10 million house and God hearing you every single day? Every single day God hearing you. And you still ain't get the money to build a $10 million house. The Commissioner of Police tell us to pray for divine intervention to fix crime. And she's the Commissioner of Police. All she had to do is order her fellow officers to be more active, more patrols, scan the area more intel. So we had to pray for God for intervention now to give Ola a dream on how to do policing. I would just like people to call in. Call in, let me put you in your spot one time. God gave me a spiritual gift for a reason and a purpose. For a reason and a purpose. And aware of who they bring around their children. She added that sometimes relationships do not work out. But in general, a woman does not... Hear this, Trinidad and Tobago, hear this, I don't know if she related to Dr. Rowley, you know. All I remember the time Rowley said, choose all your man wisely. All I remember that time, Trinidad and Tobago. All I remember that. God, hear this now. Hear this now. Relationships do not work out. But in general, a woman does not necessarily need a man to complete her life, especially if she has children. If she has children. So in other words, Guy Allen telling you, the ladies, when you break it off with your husband, you don't necessarily need a man. I don't know if she and Dr. Rowley's family, you know. I really don't know. Such a foolish statement to make. Such a foolish statement to make. Guy Allen said parents and caregivers have a duty to protect their children from harm by all means necessary, and reiterated her ongoing calls to members of the public that if you see something, say something. The Children Authority in a statement also urged adults to keep children out of their dispute. Guy Allen could have made a statement like that. She could have made a statement like that. Simple. So, technically, if you tell any ladies and them, they do not need a man to complete their life when they have children, well then technically you're telling us man not to pick up a woman who have children then. Not to be a father figure then. Tall man, are correct? Are correct? I want to know if Guy Allen telling us man now that when you see a woman with and she have children, leave them alone. Don't try to assist. Don't try to help. Serious? Serious, Guy Allen? Nah, I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that. So all them men and them who pick up women, who have children, and things going good, them man should leave the woman then. Them man should leave the woman. According to Guy Allen, the woman don't need a man to complete her life, especially if they have children. Nah, man. From a police officer, I didn't expect that from you. I did not expect those words from you. Just imagine, the Children Authority in a statement urge adults to keep children out of the dispute, which is very, very reasonable. Ladies, if you have children and your man leave you, Allen said, you don't need a man to complete your life again. You don't need a man again. It's sad, you know. It's sad that we have officers making these type of statements. It's sad. I read a papers recently where two police officers had to go back and do training because they issued wrong information to some drivers. Wrong information to some drivers. And when it busts in the public domain, CTPS call back those two officers and send them to retrain. You know, the police, when I come out and say, well, you know what? Ladies who have children, I'll be very careful of the male companion I'll picking up. No, she didn't say that. I don't know if guy's single. I don't know her situation. But to come out and make a statement like that, nah, I didn't expect that. I did not expect that. Serious, I didn't. CEO Sheldon Cyrus said, children are not to be used as bargaining chips in relationships or as collateral to sway an argument. He also encouraged family members to make report if they are aware of what is going on in the home and urge parents and caregivers and families to seek support if experiencing challenges. That is more like it. That is more like it. Okay? So we're switching gears from all this and we're going into a little politics. Opposition, United National Congress, have challenged Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley and the Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan to say who is corrupted following the audit on the Secondary Road Rehabilitation and Improvement Company. Commenting on the article on the audit, Opposition MP Rudinat Indar Singh said, the Prime Minister had created a narrative that there is no corruption in his government. Let's listen to this.
The Prime Minister has been on a tirade all over the country, telling the country that there is no corruption in his government. He has boasted, in fact, I think when he went to Tropical Angel Hub, Spaniard Enterprise, he challenged the country in his usual, gangsterism style, his aggressive style, out of control style, to say, show me who is corrupt in my government. Today, I am asking the Prime Minister, when he returns from teeing off and potting and so on in Ireland, and the golf courses in Ireland, to clear the air in terms of allegations of price fixing, bid rigging in roadworks, audit into the secondary roads company which is underway. And Prime Minister, we want you to clear the air on who is corrupt and why Mr. Herbert George has resigned as the chairman of the Secondary Roads Rehabilitation and Improvement Company.
Somebody resigned one time? Woo! Bacchanal! Now start. Call a good night.
Good night, sir. First of all, happy Eid Mubarak.
Same to you.
And what I'm calling about, we're talking about women with children and things. Back home in Trinidad, I didn't know a guy. He married a woman with 6 children.
I'm
6
listening.
children, And he grew up them 6 children as his own. And the children and them started to call him daddy when they get older and older and older. And he took care of the woman and his 6 children, and all of them are successful. That is my contribution.
I have seen that over and over and over in Trinidad. Thank you, my friend. Hey, see viewers, Guy Allen, I never expected that to come from you. Never. Embarrassing further called on Sinanan to come forward and clear the air on the allegations of bid rigging and price fixing.
Minister Rohan Sinan and he too could come forward and clear the air on allegations of bid rigging and price fixing and so on, because they have been up and down the road. This is a gentleman who claimed he has knowledge how many $100 bills could fit in a Carib case and so on. I don't know how he gathered that kind of financial experience and expertise, but he too can clear the air.
It was revealed that the chairman of the Secondary Road Rehabilitation and Improvement Company Limited resigned, and an audit is being conducted by the Ministry of Finance into the company's process. A complaint from investigation have been filed at the Office of Procurement Regulation into allegations of collision with price fixing and bid rigging. There is also a report of some tension between the chief executives of the company and its line minister, the Minister of Works and Transport. Project has been at a standstill, and no new funds have been released from the Ministry of Finance as the audit is underway. The Secondary Road Rehabilitation Company has used $70 million of the $100 million that was in. Need answers on where $70 million went. That is what we. Who's going to answer that? Who is going to answer those questions? Who is responsible? Trinidad, your interest up front. Remember that. So it's this time now where I must say good night, viewers. Till we meet again, be safe and stay away from problems.